Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to do this video because I was just thinking lately about favorite games and claims where me or other people will make claims like, oh, game of the generation or game of the year, or what exactly makes those games. And when I sit back, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but when I sit back and think about a lot of these games that I say this to, and then I really think about when I think about go playing them again. It's like I don't really have the desire to go back too much and play a game. Like, sometimes I will, but for instance, let's bring up a game from 2008, Metal Gear Solid 4. My first playthrough of that game was probably one of the best gaming experiences in my entire life, and the game was just amazing. But then after I beat it, it's probably a game I would never go back and play again. See, so I'm just trying to think, is it really fair to rate a game based on if you're going to go back and play it again? And I don't know if it is. When I was younger, when I was, a wee lad, as if you want to say, and, you play games, like, you just played them over and over, but then again, those games were kind of, you pretty much had to do that. Like Contra and Mario and stuff like that. Those games were just made to be replayed over and over, little bite-sized levels and stuff. And, well, that and, you probably only had a few games and you kind of had to deal with what you got unless you don't want to play nothing. Or, you could rent. I used to probably keep the rental store in business. I used to, because I had a Genesis and a Super Nintendo. But I didn't really have that many games. I think at the height of my Super Nintendo collection back then, I had like about 16 games, which is a decent amount for when you're a kid. But that's like the culmination of several years. So I mostly rented, and then the games that I went back to and played a lot were, Zelda, Link to the Past, Mario games, Sonic games, stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe it's because when I'm getting older, when I beat a game, like a single player experience, even if it's like the best thing I've ever seen in my life, chances are, I'll want to go back and play it, but then it won't have the same impact that it did the first time. And the thing that really made me start to think about this was Dark Souls. I've been saying game of the generation, game of the year, amazing, and it's a fantastic game. And I went back and played New Game Plus a little. Got decent ways through that, and I was having fun. But last night I was like, okay, I'm gonna play a little Dark Souls to bring in the new year, and I don't know, I just felt really just burnt out on it, like I do with all single player games. Like, part of that game's awesomeness was just the oh crap moments where you're just trying to get away from the danger that they just throw you into without any choice. And that's kind of gone on the second playthrough. It's still a challenging game though, and there's still plenty of ways you can go about it, like that I haven't done. But it's just I don't get that deep desire to go back through games more than once lately. And like in my head, I always say like, well, if it's like game of the year quality or game of the generation quality, whatever, it's gonna have endless replayability, and I don't know if it's true really. There's only a few games I can go back to all the time like that. I guess maybe those are more game of the generation quality, like Grand Theft Auto 4. I've had that since 2008, and I always get this urge to go back and play the multiplayer in that game. And I haven't really felt like going back and playing the single player, even though it is really good. But just the multiplayer, it's fun. Obviously a lot of people think that because it's still in the top 10 games of Xbox Live, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Are you like this too? Am I just turning into an old man and losing my attention span? I don't know. Like, the only games that I seem like I have an attention span for going back to multiple times is either a multiplayer game or some kind of sandboxy game or something. I don't know. So it makes me kind of second guess my game of the year stuff. Not this year, but like of other years. Makes me kind of second guess game of the generation talk. Is it really Dark Souls? Because I don't know how many times I'm going to go back to that now. Is it... I don't know. I'm just confused. But also, before I close this off, I'm just going to throw in my Game of the Year stuff because I don't know how many people saw my tweets on it. But I basically did a top 5, and this is what kind of got me thinking, too, when I was looking at the list. I did a top 5. Number 5 had Crisis 2. I'm not even going to explain these games. If you want to know more, ask me, or you probably already know. But number 5 was Crisis 2. Number 4 was Hardcore Uprising, which I probably haven't talked about in a video, but basically best Contra game. Number 3 was Gears of War 3. Still play that all the time. Number 2 is Dead Island. I like that game. And number 1 was Dark Souls. So it's basically my top 5 of the year. I didn't do 10. I played more than 5 games, but either didn't finish them or didn't think they were really worth mentioning. Maybe as number 6, I probably put Mortal Kombat 9, the new Mortal Kombat in there. That was pretty awesome, but that's about it, guys. So I'm going to close this video off before it gets ridiculously long, and let me know what you think about this whole subject, alright? Peace, guys.